Today on Destination Polaris, we head north of the border and into the bush to visit our Canadian friends in Ontario. We stalk beautiful fall tree color, waterfalls, and beaver dams on trails that never, and I mean never, end. Destination Polaris starts right now.
Welcome to Destination Polaris. It's fall here in Ontario, Canada, and not only have we discovered hundreds of miles of riding trails, but oh Canada, are your trees full of color and bright this time of year, eh?
Got all the fall colors. Right now we're currently on the Bowling River Road in Elliot Lake.
Up here, this is definitely world-class riding. I mean, you can't go anywhere, you know, within 500 miles and find a trail system that's quite as diverse as these trail systems. I mean, you can ride logging roads, you can ride rocky terrain, you can ride, you know, just sweeping soft trails all day long.
There's a lot of variety of trails, you know, there's wide trails, side-by-sides, there's smaller trails, rocky trails, you know, you could pick your muddy trail if you're into, you know, getting dirty.
This is my first time in this area. I definitely am going to come back. The scenery is beautiful here.
It's nature at its best. It's the color of the leaves, it's the weather, cool mornings, most of the time sunny days. You get to see wildlife because they're on the move, they're getting ready for winter. It's beautiful.
Would you consider yourself a leaf peeper now that you've been out here to see all this?
Oh, I think so. I think so.
So what are you?
I am a leaf peeper.
You guys have heard of leaf peeping, right? No? Well, keep watching.
Oh, the colors on the trees, I mean, we've got all the bright reds and orange and yellows, and they're actually falling, which actually gives it a little more characteristic.
This is my favorite time of the year. The scenery is unreal with the lakes and the cliffs.
So where is all this beauty? It's all located in the Elliot Lake area, which is north of Lake Huron, midway between the cities of Sudbury and Sault Ste. Marie. Basically, you're in the bush of northern Ontario with trails that go on for hundreds of miles.
Elliot Lake is really a gem. But what's special about Elliot Lake is that the people welcome ATVers. You literally can go to the coffee shop on your quad, right? So the community has worked really, really hard to develop a very intricate trail system all around their town, and you basically could go there and ride an incredible system for 3, 4, 5 days and really make it a holiday.
In fact, there are so many trails in northern Ontario, it can make your head spin. That's why we leave it up to the experts to guide us. So, Dwayne, you've been put into the role of our trusty tour guide this morning.
You could really get lost out here, and people actually do, so you have to be real careful, and that's why, you know,
So we have you here.
Today we're going to stick to the main roads.
And we were noticing some moose tracks.
They're kind of skittish this time of year with the hunters and everything else.
Sure.
So.
You didn't set that up? You didn't set up the moose appearance?
I didn't.
That's not too much to ask, is it? Well, we're here to leaf peep, not spy on the moose. All right, so we're going to do a little bit more riding, then we're going to head back to the beautiful lodge for lunch.
Yes, yeah. Maybe warm up and dry my feet out there.
That's right, because you were in a puddle earlier this morning.
Yes, I was in a puddle. And,
so we're going to dry out your feet.
I'm not sure it's quite called a puddle. I think it was more of a swamp. But... So me being the tour guide, of course, I should have anticipated. We have had lots of rain in the past, so, you know, a mud hole that looks like it's going to be easy to navigate, of course, is about 4 feet deep.
Well, as you can see, we hit a little bit of a roadblock here. I think that puddle might be a little too much for us.
So yeah, I got plastic bags in my boots right now, and I'm loving life. What we'll do is we'll go warm up, and then I think we'll maybe talk to the lodge owners and see, you know, what they recommend as a trail system up to Cobra Lake, and I think that's probably the best idea. What that is, it's an old mine site, and it's just picturesque. There's a beautiful lake there. It's actually one of the deepest lakes in the area, and it's crystal clear. And there is some old buildings in there too, so that would be really neat if we could maybe get in there and have a look around.
There are trails that run all the way through it. Cobra Lake has a beautiful trail that has an old copper mine shaft on it. And it has the old cookhouse that's right there located at the end of the beach.
Did you see the size of that trail map? I think you can spend 365 days a year riding here and not hit the same trail twice.
No.
Lots of excitement, especially when you find gold on the trail.
This is what is called Cobra Lake, yes. So this is a freshwater lake. One of the beauties of Cobra Lake is that it's ultra clear.
Now, I'm noticing that there's a speck of gold in this rock I've picked up, so do you think that, did I strike gold here in Ontario?
No, what that will be is probably pyrite. So it's fool's gold, so.
It makes sense that I would pick that up, doesn't it? Don't forget it. Don't be a fool and change that channel, because we've got more riding, leaf peeping, and loon poop coming right up. Yep, I said it, loon poop.
Destination Polaris is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Think easier, think Progressive. And by Dragon Fire Racing. Feel the heat.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. Now, Ontario is full of riding trails, but one special destination is called Elliot Lake. Why so special? Let's find out. So we're here in beautiful Elliot. I'm gonna start over. Let me get my talking voice warmed up. La 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 la. So, Luke, we are in beautiful Elliot Lake riding area, which, according to this map, there's endless trails here that are really specifically marked for ATV riding.
Yes, yes. There's some great trail riding. We don't have a lot of this in Ontario, so this is just close to Elliot Lake, the town. We're about 30 minutes away from where we were yesterday. We're gonna take this dirt road here, and we're gonna see some beautiful trees, tree colors. The leaves are beautiful this time of year, so and we're gonna go down there and go check out some falls, and then from there we're gonna double back and hit some of our marked trails and go see Beaver Mountain.
Trails, trails, and more trails.
There's scenic lookouts, there's waterfalls. You're going to see a lot of different country, a lot of different terrain.
So Elliot Lake is right here. In behind Elliot Lake, there's a lot of playground all the way around Elliot Lake between, there's basically Gull Beak area. There's a pipeline road that goes down beside it, which is right here. And if you continue on through that, you'll end up right here. Where this little trail is, this is the trail right here that you're seeing, the pink line. Okay, this is Quinby Lake and Elliot Lake. So Elliot Lake dumps into Quinby Lake, so there's a set of waterfalls there. It's actually two sets of waterfalls.
So Luke, our original agenda was Quimby Falls, but there are so many falls to see here. We actually ended up at Elliot Falls.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. The sign's right there, Elliot Lake Falls. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
The trail's covered with leaves and everything, and nice wide trails, so yeah, it's fun getting here.
It was fun getting here. A little bit of water, but we made it.
Yeah, there was a spot where we just about thought of turning around, but we made it.
We powered through. Now, and we've been enjoying the fall color of the leaves since we've gotten here to Ontario. And there's a term called leaf peeping. Have you heard of this?
No.
Are you officially a leaf peeper now that you have been on this journey?
Because this is only a couple of weeks of the year, because as we've seen in the trail, there's a bunch of leaves already fallen, so.
So you're officially a leaf peeper, yes?
All right, sure.
It's a good term. You're peeping on the leaves. Wrong waterfall. That doesn't matter, because we're here leaf peeping. It's a thing. It's really a thing. And you know what else is a thing? Getting lost. What's interesting, Luke, about Elliot Lake is that there are so many riding trails that should you take an accidental right when maybe you should have gone left.
Right.
You don't end up on Beaver Mountain, but you end up in a place where the view is amazing.
Yeah.
We're not lost.
And you're not far from civilization here.
Exactly. So we're not sure if we're going to make it to Beaver Mountain, are we?
Might not happen.
It's always an adventure.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Go with the flow is right. You know what? There's so much to see here. There's got to be another Beaver Mountain right around the corner. So we're not going to use this anymore. We're just going to sail away.
Throw it away.
Yes.
Sounds good.
All right, let's go.
Destination Polaris is brought to you by Super ATV, your trusted source for high-quality off-road parts and accessories.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. You know, we may never have found Beaver Mountain, but I think we discovered another type of mountain. Check this out, a 9-foot-tall beaver dam. Pretty impressive, huh? You see, I knew that wasn't the last Beaver Mountain in Ontario. We just had to move to Central Ontario to find it.
We're up near Port Severn, which is about an hour and a half north of Toronto. It's a bit of everything, a little bit of mud, a little bit of rocks, some nice trails. They are tight trails, but it's kind of secluded area.
This is the first start of the wilderness, the northern wilderness. What's also special about this area is where we are today, we're at the Bayview Wildwood, just north of Orillia, the city of Orillia. What's interesting is you don't need anything to come enjoy these trails. It's turnkey, you show up, they give you training, provide you the suits, the helmets, gloves, everything, and they take you out. It's a really special product to come and experience if you're a beginner, entry level, and you wanted to experience ATVing. You're not really sure if you want to jump in and buy one or whatever. So this is a great way to get your feet wet, so to speak, and get out and explore the trails with Redline Outdoors. So this is a great product. We're quite proud of it.
Meet Eddie from Redline Outdoors. Well, he's my guide for today. We are here now in Central Ontario. Is that correct?
Yes.
What is the name of the town we're in right now?
It's Severn Bridge.
Severn Bridge?
Severn Bridge. It's part of the Trent-Severn system. This is the system that runs from Lake Ontario to Georgian Bay. It cuts right across Ontario. This is the main 401 for the big boat industry. So there are lots of trails around here. We're trying to connect these trails so that we can make this basically the place to go to jump on an ATV trail and jump from trail or club to club.
And what's the plan today? I hear that there's a nice trail ride and then a shore lunch is involved?
We have a trail back here. It's the Sugar Bush Trail. It's a lot of maple trees. The colors are beautiful. There's a lot of oak trees out there. And it's not a real rough trail, and it should be fun.
Riding? Fun. Shore lunch? Double the fun. I was all smiles until Eddie mentioned 2 words. Loon poop. Earlier you mentioned something about loon poop. Yes?
There's a lot of beaver swamps or beaver ponds here. In fact, a lot of the water that's back there is all beaver ponds. And what happens is a lot of vegetation grows on top of the moss and whatever, it dies off. And because it isn't flowing, the sediments sink to the bottom. And basically you could have this much water, but you could have that much black mud.
I've always wanted to ride through some loon poop, as they call it here in Canada. This will be a first for me, and I can't tell you how excited I am to go through that.
It would be interesting, it would be fun.
It's bright and early in the morning, so why wouldn't we start the day off with soaking up the aroma of loon poop?
Don't get anything to like say there.
Looks like the loon poop is a little thick at the moment, eh? Ah, thank goodness the smell of dead vegetation seems to fade fast once you get into the trance of the landscape.
We're in a Canadian Shield and Borealis forest. You'll notice that there's a great mix of different kind of species of trees. And it makes for spectacular landscapes. It's magical.
Magical it is, and so is Shore Lunch. How fun is it to find a chef in the middle of the bush, as you call it here in Canada, right?
You guys stumbled upon me right as I was finishing making lunch. So,
amazing, yes.
You know, perfect timing on your part.
What great timing we have. So what are we having today?
Well, you have some fresh rainbow trout as well as some fresh pickerel served over a potato hash with fresh thyme and garlic butter.
You're hungry now, aren't you? Well, grab a snack and come on back, because there's more Destination Polaris coming up.
Destination Polaris is brought to you by Maui Jim Sunglasses, the fastest growing premium polarized sunglass maker in the world.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We're riding in the bush of central Ontario, where the loon poop is high and the beavers are busy. Busy building dams and booby traps on the trail.
We haven't really finished this. We're to the point where basically we're probably close to 10 clicks, but what we have to do is we have to zigzag in around all the beaver ponds. It's not a straight run. All this area has got so much beaver ponds in it because it's just one family, generation.
A lot of the small, ponds, most of them are made up of beaver dams, which the beavers just kind of make their home there. They start damming up the water and then it can't get away, which makes it a bit of a challenge to sometimes get around. But that's kind of where the beavers work.
Seems obvious to me that these beavers need to buy a ranger to help them haul all these sticks and branches, no? Especially for this next project, nicknamed the Hoover Dam.
This is basically a typical Canadian beaver, busy beaver.
I see that.
Very busy.
Yes.
Very energetic, and you can see by some of the logs there, he's a pretty healthy beaver, right? So this is we figured it's just about 9 feet if you're standing in the water down here. So this is probably one beaver that started this, and all the kits have started joining and all the family. So this would be a family deal. When this washes out, it takes everything with it. Trees, everything.
Wow.
Rocks like this, it'll move.
So that's how much pressure is behind that beaver dam.
There's a lot of water behind that dam. This is one of the places, one of our main attractions here when we do our tours. We make sure that people see this.
The beavers in Ontario are definitely putting in overtime. They work fast and furious, but I'm thinking they take great pleasure in leaving little surprises on the trail. But as you can see behind me here, we're at a little bit of a dilemma. There is a puddle that has grown by 2 feet deeper than it was yesterday. So we're trying to figure out here if it's if we can cross or if we can't. But I'm trying to decide who's going to go first, because it's not going to be me. Apparently, it's not just beavers that build the dam. We do too. We're going to volunteer Eddie to go first. Let's see him do it. These beaver booby traps ain't got nothing on us. What a wild ride in Ontario. From leaf peeping to loon poop with hundreds of miles in between. I would say Ontario is on the do not miss list. Plus, don't forget, the Beavers have a few surprises for you.
I experienced nature at its best with the colored leaves. Very comfortable riding, something that everybody should try. It brings out freedom. It's something that you can enjoy. There's no stress. You're on your own.
I don't need to say anything, just look around. The trees, and right now is the fall time is one of the best times for the ride. It's cool, there's no bugs, or hopefully there's no bugs. It's cool, it's not hot. The colors are phenomenal at this point.
Our American friends are very welcome here.
Happy to make your trip an enjoyable adventure. So
Make your way to some of these great destinations within Ontario, because we are happy to be your host.